Hi guys, it's Tom again. Welcome back to the Houndmaster Tom. I'm back again playing Darkest Dungeon. I just want to apologize if the audio was not great in the first video. I have made a couple of adjustments. We'll see how those go, and I can make more adjustments in the future if it's still an issue. Just a quick run back. We did the basic tutorial run, and we also did our first week, which ended up being really short because we only had to do one room, which is a bit ridiculous. So we spent a bit of time exploring, and I chatted about a couple of things. And now I'm just planning to get rolling. As much as I love the Houndmaster, he's not always the best in the runes due to skeletons not being able to bleed. Well, I mean, they can bleed very technically, but their bleed is so high they effectively can't bleed, which makes sense. So, I'm going to be sticking with the team we had already for now. I haven't got the guild yet, which is unfortunate because we got some nice guys on that. So, I think, unless I want any of these, no, not particularly. Okay, so I'm going to go for this one, mainly because I want to focus on getting some deeds, so we can keep upgrading our stagecoach to get more heroes. Yeah. So again, going to be very similar to before, because we're going to the runes. Stuff that's important to bring with is like holy water, keys especially, and medicinal herbs. So our very short mission, 1 holy water, 1 medicinal herb should be enough. And 2 keys, but I'm a bit of a keyholic, so I'm going to go with 3. The reason I like bringing so many keys to the ruins is there are a couple of things that need keys, but there's also the secret rooms, which I'll explain if we ever come across one. And a secret room, you get really good stuff if you have a key, but not so great stuff if you don't. So I always like to be stocked up. Yeah, so that's 8 and 2 should be fine. 2 shovels, a couple of keys, 1 medicinal herbs, 1 holy water. We get this holy water in Antivenom for free because we have a Plague Doctor and a Crusader. I'm going to give, because our Crusader is super slow, isn't he? Yeah, I'm going to give our Crusader the Survival Guide. So you can see that up in the top right, up here, we have Scouting at now 35% because it's plus 10%. And Scouting is really, really good. Like knowing what's going to come up is super, super handy, and it also means that if you scouted out a fight, if I'm recalling correctly, you can't be surprised, and being surprised is really bad. So both those things are really, really good. Yeah, so we'll be hopping into a bit more ruins. My plan for today is probably just to do this week. We'll see how long this dungeon takes. We might do some preparation for next week. Depending on what we unlock, because I think we get the guild hall after this and the blacksmith, but I'm not 100% sure. So you can just chill out on the loading screen together.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar.
Okay, so we need to explore 90% of the rooms here. And the thing's really nice is no matter what like size dungeon you get, you'll always be able to skip at least one room because of the way it rounds it. So I'm gonna skip off this end room. So I'm gonna do this room we're walking towards. Then I'm gonna skip the end one, which will just save us some backtracking, which was good. I could have no fight here, so okay, no fight. Awesome. Head to here. Okay, so we have got a room fight in here. Unfortunately with nothing here. Okay, Tempting Goblet. Yeah, 50 stress, that kind of sucks. Man, they both got to go first. Okay, that's really quite unfortunate for us. We can fire off a pistol shot though, which is nice. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's so good. Okay, that kind of changes what I want to do, because what's really nice is the Plague Doctor outspeeds, stunning these, they don't get turn 1 is super nice. But now, Plague Grenade guarantee kills this one, and helps us up killing this one. So, I'm gonna go for a Plague. Wow, and I get double mid, okay. It happens, it happens. So like 73%. Okay, so let's try and use our vessel to finish this one off. Okay, so it's not ideal, but we've killed one of them, which is good. That should help reduce the stress. Okay, we take 5 there, but that's kind of fine. We comfortably one-shot these things. So going for that one at the front because he hadn't had a turn yet. That's the other one we had. Another tempting gobbler. That's really unfortunate. Okay. I think I'm going to try and hit another plague grenade. Awesome. So we hit this time. So now he's on the clock. Okay, now he's dead. Because this tick is going to tick over and kill him next time. So, in which case, 26. Yeah, so I'm going to have my vessel focus on healing up. Ooh, nice crit. Oh my gosh, your stress is high. Should trigger stress again. Yeah, it did get a little bit high. Enemies in the back can often be targeted. Enemies in the back. Enemies in the back do stress stuff. Your heroes in the back can sometimes be targeted by stress stuff more often, particularly the 4th position. So you might notice that someone's get stressed out. I could have stunned him there actually to stall a turn to heal, which probably wouldn't have been a bad idea, but we're here now. So just a little bit with Honesty. Ready to go, yep. Equals. Cool. Well, easy enough, easy enough. So we get scouting, which is nice here. This is an empty room, which does kind of make it tempting to go to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go around like this loop and just leave that room, because I don't want to do all that walking. Yeah, because, okay, so when you backtrack, you have a chance of running into additional fights, and as well as that, every time you cross like one of these little tiles on the minimap, you have a chance to get hungry. Which we do. No. Oh yeah, you get 10% from this too. Oh my gosh. Renault, the trap god right here. Okay. I think actually, just had more stress there, but it's fine. What was I saying? Yes. So every tile you walk on, there's a small chance for a hunger check, which forces you to consume food and deals you damage and a significant amount of stress if you don't have enough food to feed everyone. So typically it'll be 1 food each when this happens. So if you have to do a lot of backtracking, you're more likely to trick more of these tracks, which means you're more likely to run out of food, which we don't want. So if there are occasions where you can avoid backtracking, it's generally a good idea, but often it'll be unavoidable, sometimes reducible. Okay, so we grab that, we'll light this up. Okay, and then we're coming into another fight here. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got these nippers. Okay, so again, as I said before, they're quite easy to one round. What's their bleed resist like? 40%. Okay, so this is probably a bit safer. Just because we rolled 5, we have a chance to bleed them and they still die. Noxious Blast. We're healing Reynolds here. And that's fine. Nice. So we one-rounded them so we didn't get hit a single time. And we got a bit of healing, so that was really quite perfect. Okay.
Success. So
keep pushing on. Got a treasure room here. Okay, double courtier again. You'll see this a lot in the early game runs. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here is the situation where we're gonna. Well, here's the thing. So if we go double stun, this means they're definitely not getting a first turn. If we go double plague grenade, it does also one, but I'm gonna go for the double stun because it's unlikely we're going to kill both in time. I'd rather just know that they're not going to get a turn this round. I'll take a shot at this one in third position. Nice, 9 damage is super solid. We can finish him off with Judgment. So he's already dead. And this one's not going to get a turn this round, which is great. Now, if I remember right, yeah, we don't consistently one round this skeleton here. So I'm going to stun him instead. And this one really isn't too threatening, so I'm just going to kind of leave him alone. Ooh, nice 6 damage on my stunning attack there. So I can definitely take him out next turn, which is nice. And you also notice that enemies will get a stun buff, making it more difficult to stun them multiple times in a row. They're not impossible. Oh, okay, his stress is getting very high, which is really not good. Oh, and that's a really unfortunate miss. Okay, but the fortunate thing is here, because he acted, I can stun him again. Because he's had his action, so he loses a stun buff, which is super nice. Judgment. I really want to get some damage off of him. 3. Okay, not the best. But it could be a lot worse. I suppose I also could have Judgment this one. Ooh, that's done this, unfortunately. See, generally, the Bone Defender isn't too threatening, but his stun pushback that he very occasionally does really does suck a bit. Ooh, nice crit. Okay. Why are you above prop? I don't know. Is it because you crit? I don't know. I know what he has above prop. Okay, so if we land this Plague Grenade, he's dead for sure in the center of rounds, which is nice, but more importantly, I just need to hit him one more time, and I know he's dead. So I should be able to hit him with the... Oh, Vestal can't use Judgment from there. That's a good point. That is a very good point. Okay. Is it worth pushing Vestal back? Yeah. Nah, I'm just gonna deflect him. Oh, nice crit. Yeah, we need that stress relief on him. So that's accusation. To be fair, because what we might want to do here actually is kill this corpse, because this will pull him forward, and in the front two positions the Courtier is significantly weakened. So if you do have a way to pull them forward, they've got a lot less running. In fact, I might actually just leave him alone now, because I don't think... I'm not mistaken, it's been a nice little experiment, but I'm pretty sure... that's fine, we'll just finish him. But I don't think he can do very much. I think he just does a knife in the dark to try and move backwards, but he won't be able to because there's no one to move behind. I will Mace Bash here. Okay, a little bonking. Throw out Noxious Claws. Okay, so here's a little trick here. So we're pretty set here. That is going to be a pretty easy kill, and even if it isn't, like, this thing isn't overly scary. What you can do is, if you get in a situation like this, where you almost won the fight, particularly if there's treasure in the same room, is you can intentionally kill the light down to 0. And you'll notice that, you know, monsters do extra stress, they got extra accuracy and damage, etc, etc. But we also get more loot, and so this is going to be a really nice way to get a little bit of extra loot, which is why I brought a couple extra torches. I might have slightly underdone my torches today. But that's why it's nice to bring a few more than you need, so you can do this once or twice in the dungeon. 5 damage. It's a low roll, I think, but either way. So now we get some nice bonus treasure, which is always good. And then we'll use a key to unlock this chest. Some stuff. Did we scout? Unfortunately we didn't, because if we did scout, and like we saw that there were no more fights and there's stuff before fights, then we could travel a bit more in the darkness. I don't really want to risk bumping into a fight at very low light.
The promise of safety.
Oh, and that's super handy. Yeah, I should probably have brought maybe 8 and 3 or 8 and 4. Yeah, 8 and 3 probably would have been fine. 8 and 2 might be a little bit short. But the extra torch is really nice. And because we need to explore the rest of these rooms, because we skipped the earlier one, we know we've got to do these next 2. Okay, so we got one more fight and that's it. That's all good. So we go dim light, but we don't care because we know we don't have any fights coming up, so I need to use it right before we cross. Yeah, and we're just in radiant light. Okay, so a couple of new enemies here. The Madman inflicts horror, which does like stress over time, so he really sucks. And this thing likes to buff enemies, so it's also really scary. It's added, I think it's from Koala's collection of creatures, I'm not 100% sure. So they're both really quite scary, but I think... Oh man, the Madman's so dodgy though. It's so annoying, because I don't really have anything to pull them forward. I also didn't reset my lineup, which was really poor of me. That's actually really quite bad. But I'm also going to focus this thing down. I'm not going to. I'm going to take a shot at that one. Okay, we hit. That's really good. I think I'm actually going to focus this, just make sure it dies, because its buffs can be really quite scary. Yeah, also. Oh, and it doesn't leave a corpse. That is perfect. Putting the Madman forward will make it much easier to hit. That crit is unfortunate though. Yeah, this is the thing that he does, which sucks. Oh, that was very fortunate actually. That has a chance to stress out everyone. Of course, it only stressed out the one person who is ridiculously stressed, but it's only stressed out one person, so that's good. Okay, so we could play Grenade here, which is not a terrible idea. Even Noxious Loss, even. But I think I'm going to play Grenade at this one. And it is, okay, unfortunately. This is going to do more okay, this sucks. Okay, so because he's at 100 stress, yeah, he has to do a resolve check. And most of the time you'll fail, sometimes you'll succeed. Yeah, well, there's a little talk about it here. There's just this, now he's afflicted, he's going to do all kinds of horrible things, and there are various different afflictions that bring with them various different debuffs. But fortunately, I'm almost at the end of the dungeon. So it's not too bad. Okay, killing the mad one there, super nice. Okay, now it's probably time to move you back into position. Or we could just focus on killing this corpse. You have a decent chance of doing that. Nah, I'm gonna get you back into position to. He's bleeding. Yeah, I don't have any bandages though. Oh, we do have bandages. We fix one for later anyway. Awesome. How much did we do? Okay, I'm just gonna go for a stunning blow. Oh, that's unfortunate. So let's focus on taking you out. Okay, 7 damage is super nice. And focus on more stress. So if you get to 200 stress, your character will instantly die from a heart attack. So obviously that's like the worst case scenario. And unfortunately we end up so high stress so soon. But you know what happens. Okay, nice. We don't need to stress too much about healing here because again this is the last fight of the dungeon. So we just want to focus on killing things, but that's already dead.
A momentary abatement.
Now this fight's going to be pretty easy to clean up. What is that? Oh, they just keep slugging damage into this front guy. Nice. Could have killed the light though. Probably would have been good there. But I did not. Okay, 90%, 16. Stress relief. Yeah, so because of how stressed out. Oh, this is actually super handy. So this is one of the things that needs medicinal.
Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
Oh yeah, we just need to actually get to this room. I was like, wait, why does it say we're not finished the quest? I don't know, but it's all good. We just need to actually enter that room. Okay, so that is that done.
The great ruins belong to us, and we will find whatever secrets they hold.
Gosh, there is nothing more satisfying than the collected treasure window. Like, hearing everything ding into place. So good. Dink, 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 dink. Love it. Remedied. Whatever. It's fine. Oh, On Guard is super good. That gives Dismas 11 speed on the first round because of his other speed quick. That's really nice. Obviously only on the first round, but that's super good. That's actually really quite lucky. And the dodge is also always nice. Yeah, so this is the initial courtyard quest, but we ain't gonna be touching that with the 10-foot pole for a little bit. Because if I understand correctly, it's the enemies there are a lot tougher than the vanilla enemies. And you know, I don't want to deal with that yet. Right, so as I was sort of saying earlier, now we've got the guild, where we can upgrade our skills. So I'm just grab both of these upgrades, both the skills, and making it a bit cheaper. Then we've also got the blacksmith.
The bellows blast once again. The forge
as
stands
such.
ready to make weapons of war.
Yeah, but the thing, the unfortunate clash with the blacksmith is, I mean, obviously everything uses crest, which I guess is also a clash, but the blacksmith wants deeds, and so does the stagecoach. So I tend to really like getting as many easy upgrades on the stagecoach as I can before getting anything from the blacksmith. So I'll grab everyone, because everything is good here. I really love seeing that bounty hunter. The occult is also nice. And a plate also just super nice, because now we have another one. I'm just going to let this one go. Because healing his stress is going to be incredibly expensive, and it's just not worth it. Just let it go. Goodbye, my friend. I've already forgotten your name. Bus. Because we wouldn't need many deeds, it's just the crests. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to trade in Bus here to get, yeah, we'll grab some crests, and we'll grab some deeds. Cool. So now we can get one more upgrade on Stagecoach, means we'll get one additional hero, which is super nice. Again, as you can see, like, the ability of having enough heroes so we can just dismiss a hero if they get too stressed, particularly in the early game, is going to be super, super handy. Obviously, we won't try and avoid heroes getting stressed out, but, you know, it will happen, so it's good to have the option. Yeah, but I think that will be it for this video. We've completed another week with slowly building up things. We have gotten someone very stressed out, and we will try to avoid that going forward. Now we've got a few more options. Might fiddle around with the team, doing something with Bounty Hunter and Master might be fun. Cultists as well, actually. We've got some nice mark synergies going on here. So I might mess around with something with that. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, I hope you have a great day. I will see you in the next video.